These are so stinking cute. I know I'm late. Don't come at me. You've got plenty of time to get one of these done, or 5 or 10, because I couldn't stop. They are little gift card holders. They are absolutely perfect for Father's Day, and I think you should absolutely make some of these. I, of course, got the file from Creative Fabrica, and it comes in so that it can be cut on a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. But you can switch it up and rearrange it so that it fits on a letter size piece of paper. You have two options. You can choose to have these solid score lines and set them to score, or you can choose the dashed lines if you're using the auto blade to cut the whole project out. This also comes with a set of instructions. You're going to bring these in as a PDF, and it's easier to see if you bring them in as an image instead of a vector file. If you're using the dashed lines on a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, this is almost ready to go. You just need to ungroup the file, select the bow tie and the necktie, and bring them off to the side. You want to cut those out of a different piece of cardstock, a contrasting color, just so that it stands out a bit. And I like to group all of these pieces back together so nothing gets away from me. Head over to the send page, make sure you have your material set and your auto blade in tool holder number 1. I'm using the settings for cardstock, textured heavy 80 pounds. That's a force of 30, speed of 4, 1 pass, and a blade depth of 3. And this works perfectly with my machine and blade. Now, if you want to switch it up to a letter size piece of paper, you are going to have to do a little bit of rearranging. Again, I did set my ties off to the side, and I created this little pocket square for my formal shirt and tie, and I thought that was absolutely adorable. This is how I arranged the pieces on my letter size paper, and I did have to ungroup everything. Even though these lines are set in place, you'll need to set them to score with your embossing tool, which means you're going to use tool 2. So right click and ungroup these. You can select the lines. I switched the color up to blue, and I did that with each of these. I selected all of the score lines, went over to the send page, and while they were all selected, I clicked on tool 2, use outline of selection. I did create a custom material for my embossing tool. I named it Emboss Cameo 5. It's set to emboss, and the embossing tool is detected. So now the red lines are going to cut with the auto blade, the blue lines are going to score with the embossing tool, and this file is all ready to go. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with how quickly this project cuts out. You're going to see my auto blade adjust to the right depth. It's going to cut out all of the pieces, and then it's going to go back through and create the score lines with the embossing tool. I always lift up the corner of my paper to check my cuts to make sure everything is good before I unload my mat, and this looks absolutely amazing. All that's left to do now is fold the tabs and glue it together and add the embellishments, and that is where all of the fun comes in, because you can do one pocket or you can do 2 pockets, you can do a bow tie or a necktie, you can do no tie. I opted to add little rhinestones for the buttons, and we'll get to that at the very end. Now, I must say that the instructions for this project were spot on. It takes you step by step through everything you need to get done. It's a super simple thing to put together. Now, I went through and created the purple plaid shirt first, and I used hot glue on that. This is my second shirt that I'm putting together, and you can see that I'm using the Tombow liquid glue on this. I personally prefer to use hot glue, but that's probably just because that's what I grew up using. But anywho, you're going to get the box part of this project put together first, and then you're going to set that off to the side so we can work on the actual shirt portion of it. And this is where all of the fun comes in. I did find that if you leave the main parts of the shirt on your adhesive mat, it's easier to glue the smaller pieces down. At least you don't have the main part of the shirt moving around. You just have to have a little bit of control of these little bitty pieces. I also found that you can create a bit more of a shadow if you glue one edge, like the top edge of the collar, and leave the rest of it kind of loose. You can pull it up just a little bit so it gives it more of a three-dimensional look without using the foam tape. And I have not tried it yet, but I think when I'm done here, I'm going to do one more of these because I really want to try inking the edges of all these little pieces just to give it a little bit more depth and detail. Let me know if you're interested in seeing that because I can post pictures in the community tab or in the Facebook group, either one or both. Now we're almost done here. We have to glue just a couple of pieces on the inside of the back of the shirt so that the top little collar cutout is covered and you're not just seeing white cardstock. After that, we're going to glue from the collar down to the shirt cuff on each side, and then this slides right over top of the box that we finished up first. I finished this one up with a necktie, and it literally only takes a couple of seconds to get this cut out. There are two parts, but you want to make sure that you ungroup it in the software. I had a hard time finding the second piece when I started doing this. I don't know if my husband appreciates bling or not, to be honest, but I certainly do. So for a few of these, I added hotfix rhinestones as buttons, and it turned out so cute. I am absolutely in love with it. And I did mention as well that I made a little pocket square for the formal one. I used the necktie top. I enlarged it just a little bit and then cut the end off with the knife tool in Silhouette Studio. And it worked out perfectly. But let's take a look at applying these hotfix rhinestones. I'm using my little mini crafting iron, and there are also kits that have a specific tool for this. But if I'm not doing a whole design with rhinestones, I found that this mini iron works just fine. I placed 5 little rhinestones and got them spaced evenly, and I just set my mini press on there for a couple of seconds. These aren't going to be permanent, but it's just a gift card holder. It's not meant to last forever. These rhinestones, of course, hold better on fabric, but this is just too darn cute to not use the rhinestones on these. Let me know what you think of this project, and if you've completed this project, please post them in the Facebook group. I love to see everybody's work. Now go create something amazing, and I will see you in the next video.